Hello guys, today I want to talk about Disney Speedstorm. I used to play this game a lot, and this game just came out as a free-to-play game a couple days ago, and probably a lot of people are wondering, should I give it a try? Should I play it? Well, I thought that this game was generally well received until I went to the Steam page and saw the reviews. 50% of the reviews in the last 30 days are positive. 50. That is terrible for the game. 59% of all times are positive, which means that reviews got worse, it seems like, the closer we got to the release. So let's go through a couple of these reviews. I want to tell you my own opinion about the game because I've spent many hours grinding it, and I'm actually considering coming back to it now since it's free to play. There's new Aladdin season. I'm a huge fan of Aladdin, so there's a good chance I'm gonna start playing it again and just give you my overview of the game and if it's worth playing and what is the biggest issue, the biggest positives, the biggest negatives. Let's jump straight into it. So I'm just gonna read a couple of the most popular reviews and I'm gonna dissect them and tell you my opinion on these reviews, and I'm curious to know your opinion in the comments as well. So let's get straight into it. First, whoa, 434 hours played. Oh boy. I have no life. Alright, so we have Manzana, who has a lot of awards for this review. And he played 182 hours, so definitely seems like he has a lot of experience in this game. And he does not recommend the game. Let's see why. Disney Speedstorm has two sides. A good kart racer on one side, but extremely predatory, pay-to-win, microtransaction hell on the other side. If you just look at Speedstorm for its racing gameplay, yes, it's a good kart racer. But if you look at literally anything else, the game just isn't good. The prices for Racer and Crew shards are just absolutely absurd. $30 for 10 shards, which isn't even enough for the character unique, is wild. And not to mention the FOMO is through the roof. It's worse than any other game I have ever played. If you miss out on previous season racers, you have to endure a gacha box that skews your chances of getting the racers you desire. With the release of free-to-play, pay-to-win seems to have gotten worse. Some of the prices got an increase. You can play Speedstorm, but just don't spend any money on it. Speak with your wallet. Alright, a lot of things to go through here, and let's jump straight into it. First point is pay-to-win, extremely predatory microtransactions. Now, it all depends on what you consider pay-to-win. Also, it depends on what you consider predatory. In my opinion, predatory are microtransactions that hide, like, very easy to stomach. For example, like very small amounts that seemingly give you a lot of value, and then they start sucking you in more and more and more, and using some psychological tricks in order to make you spend more money. That is what predatory to me. Microtransactions in Disney Speedstorm. Let's just take a look at this real quick. If we go to the store, I will agree with one thing. They are ridiculously overpriced. The things are ridiculously overpriced. Even if you look at packs that are 92% off, 90% off, they don't seem to be worth it that much. 1400 for two. Okay, Belle is a pretty decent character. You get a few things. It might be bearable, but keep in mind, 90% off. This is 90% off offer, and it's bearable. I wouldn't recommend it still, but at least it's kind of, you could consider it at least. Some of the other offers just absolutely make no sense. The game is, as the gentleman says, the transactions are ridiculously overpriced, the microtransactions. However, I don't consider them predatory just for the fact that they are priced so ridiculously expensive that no person would even, like, if you are not a whale who has unlimited funds, you're probably not even going to consider most of them, which makes them the opposite of predatory. They're so obviously bad that they're not trying to deceive you. They're just saying, okay, this stuff is expensive, and you probably shouldn't get it unless you literally have unlimited funds, which some people do, and some people will spend, and those are the people that will keep the game alive, and there's nothing wrong with it. However, making the prices so outrageously bad, they're actually keeping it very transparent on how bad the monetization, the microtransactions are, how low value they're offering. That brings me to the next point. What is pay to win? Pay to win, in my book, means that unless you decide to pay, you have no chance of winning. And I completely disagree with this. In my opinion, in Disney Speedstorm, you can pretty much get everything and anything as a complete free-to-play. In fact, I will agree with the final opinion of the author of this review. You should play this game as free-to-play. I highly, highly, highly recommend you to not spend any money, unless I'm gonna tell you one thing that, in my opinion, might be worth the money, and it's getting the credits. If you are planning to play this game for a while, and if you just started as a free-to-play, you might want to buy some credits for one thing, and one thing only, is Golden Pass. Golden Pass costs 990, basically 1,000 credits, which pretty sure they increased. I feel like it was 890. I feel like the price went up, which technically costs less than $10. And if you are buying, for example, $50 back, it's gonna last you for maybe 7 seasons, if my math is correct. Probably even 8, because you do get some tokens from playing. It's not much. You do get 400 tokens from completing the tutorials and all this stuff. Then you get a bunch of tokens for doing rank multiplayer with all of your racers. And you get some tokens here and there from certain game modes, maybe some leftover coins and stuff like this. But the Golden Pass offers by far the most value in this game. You can get lots of stuff, upgrade materials, new characters, totally worth it to get a premium version of it. All the coins, which you can get even more shards. In my opinion, if you only ever pay for Golden Pass and nothing else, honestly, do not, highly recommend, do not buy anything in the shop with tokens. Anything. If you want to get the best value out of your money, no matter how attractive this 30 shards of bell, 2-star bell looks, it is not worth the price of 1.5 golden passes. It's just not. If you want to stay as low spender as possible, you can usually the season lasts how long? Like 2 months. So it's like $8, $7 every 2 months. It's not the end of the world. If you want to spend as little money as possible and get the best value, just buy Golden Pass. Ignore absolutely everything else in this game that costs premium tokens. And in my opinion, it's totally possible to get every single racer in the game, and you don't have to pay. There's not a single racer, there's paywalled. Everything is doable, everything is unlockable. Events are more than fair, in my opinion. Once you get to a certain level with certain characters, you'll be able to complete those events and level them up even faster, and you'll be able to unlock even more characters. It's like a snowball effect. Let's address the final part. So far, mostly disagree with this review, except a few parts. However, I will agree on this thing 100%. The FOMO in this game is really, really, really the thing that made me stop playing for a while, and it's probably going to be the thing that's going to stop me playing in the future as well. If you miss a certain event, there's events for exclusive racers, there is Star Path events that offer you characters, you will probably... Well, let's actually take a look. For example, we had Minnie Mouse and Daisy events last season. Let's see if there is even a chance... Did they get rid of Universal Box? Did they seriously get rid of Universal Box? What are you supposed to spend season coins on? Am I missing something? Did they get rid of Universal Box? What the hell? Never mind. Yeah, basically, the chances of you get racers that you missed, I don't even know if they're gonna show up in the shop. So the FOMO is this game is real. It's gonna be nearly impossible to get the characters that you missed. And even if you do get them, that's another thing. They do have free events that are totally possible to unlock new characters in, but it's nearly impossible to get them to high star level. For example, Minnie and Daisy. Then we had Figment. We had multiple characters that just came out with a limited time event. You could get them to 3-4 stars if you literally placed in top 5% in every race, which most of the people won't. If you're casual, semi-casual, you will not place high on the leaderboards, which means you're probably gonna get the characters at 1, 2, 3 stars at best. And 3 stars would be good, because most of the events in this game can be beaten with 3 stars. At least, that's used to be the case. Let's see if they changed the difficulty of events. Yeah, recommended level 32, which means if you have 35, 3-star, level 35, you can pretty much beat any event in the game. So there is no reason to go above 3-star. That's another reason why I stopped playing, because I got most of my racers, at least the ones that I used to do the events, to level 35, 3 stars. So it's like, it felt like there was no point to go any further, because the new racers, I wasn't good enough at racing to get them at higher, like I could not get them at 3 stars. 2 stars was the best I could do, and 2 stars is completely useless and unusable in this game. They're not pretty much good for anything. You will most likely have one racer that you're going to be using for mostly everything, unless it requires a certain class or collection. Yeah, it was definitely fun getting my initial roster up. But yeah, FOMO is a very big problem in this game. Like, I felt so bad last season, Lilo and Stitch, not playing it, because I don't know, I just didn't feel like playing the game last month. And it felt so bad because I knew that I will never get those characters again. And that kind of makes you not want to play the next season, because you're going to be like, oh, I already missed a bunch of characters. What if I miss a couple more? Anyway, agree with the FOMO. Not a nice feeling. But let's move to the next review. Pay to win garbage. Don't invest time or money into this game. One of 3 things will happen if you do. First, you'll be free to play and spend well over a month to get just one racer to semi-competitive ready. Along the way, you'll miss a ton of events and collectibles as the game urges you to pay, and you'll never win the time trial cups the game offers regularly. You'll put in a few dollars to get started. It's a feel good at first that you realize how easily you can outbid in ranked modes such as online races. You dump an healthy amount of money into the game or constantly winning with your wallet rather than skill progression. Eventually the game ends service since it can't rely on the few whales to keep it afloat, and you'll go on some other gacha garbage to encourage more scams like this. Okay, let's digest this. Number 1. Does it feel in the beginning that the game urges you to spend money? Absolutely not. I never felt the urge. Yes, you do feel bad when you cannot do higher difficulties in the events, and you will, in terms of the races, the multiplayer races events, they don't matter. They give you alliance multiplayer coins, which literally just unlock cosmetics, which don't really matter that much, at least to me. One thing I like about Speedstorm, I don't care about cosmetics because it's a car. I don't even pay attention to the car or the suit. I focus on racing part. I don't really care about how my car looks and what my character is wearing. So for me, I would never pay for any cosmetic, and I don't really care. I've never even changed any of my default skins on anything, pretty much. And it does feel satisfying to get your characters leveled up and then being able to do the next difficulty. It feels rewarding, at least to me. I don't agree with the first point at all. You will miss some events. Yes, you won't miss them. You just won't be able to get some of the best rewards in the events. But it does, you do progress towards that goal every single day by getting new shards, by getting new upgrade materials. And it will not take you months. At least it didn't take me a month first time around, even though I did spend some credits, but I regretted it instantly. Like, I would never spend credits on shards anymore for anything. It does take a while to get the ball rolling, but once you do get it rolling, you get better characters. Once you get your characters, start getting them to 3 stars, it's gonna help you to do better in other events and game modes, and it's like gonna be like a snowball. Everybody will suddenly get much stronger, and your account will start growing exponentially faster. So there is a little learning curve to it, but it does get better with time. So I pretty much disagree with this. I think it's possible to play this game as free to play and enjoy it. You have nothing to lose except your time. You can literally give it a try and see if the gameplay is fun. If the gameplay is fun, highly recommend to stay free to play, or at least the only thing to buy is Golden Pass if you're willing to spend a couple bucks. And I think you're gonna have a good time. Absolute pay-to-win game. Once again, define pay-to-win. You can literally win without paying. Decent gameplay that is run over by pay-to-win trash mobile game progression. Not worth it. Isn't that what most of the games are nowadays, though? I feel like I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. Here's a positive review. Yeah, so basically, private track, you can play with your friends with any racer at max level. Like, the only thing you need to actually level up racers are events and multiplayer, but you could still have fun with friends completely for free. Race against them, play with absolutely every fighter in the game, I think. Now look how contrast this comment is. The game is good. Really good. Very, very good. The music, the tracks, the feel. Yeah, I completely agree. I think they put a lot of effort in the tracks, in the music. It just feels so satisfying. The gameplay is extremely fun, at least for me. I will admit it does get repetitive. There is not enough variation, in my opinion, in between the races. There's a few different game modes, but they're pretty much the same thing. You just race. It's fun, but considering how grindy this game is, and if you want to stay ahead, you definitely want to be grinding all the events as high as you can every single day. It might get repetitive and you might get bored of it. That's why I think it's extremely important to spend as little amount of money in this game, so you don't have if you start spending money, you're gonna have this feeling that you have to keep playing every day because you invested so much money into this, and now you just can't drop it because it's gonna be a waste of money. And if you're free to play, it's totally fine to skip a season, take a break, and then come back fresh and enjoy the game once more. That's exactly what I'm gonna do with Aladdin season. A lot of people also say that the game is confusing and it's hard to understand how to progress, which I will give it to you. There is a little bit of a learning curve, so it is definitely not as straightforward and as some similar games. But once you figure it out, it just becomes pretty simple to understand, and you're going to be able to progress much faster. That's why you should check out some of the videos on my channel. I have a bunch of videos on currencies, explaining how they work. I have videos on mechanics, how to use the most basic mechanics in the game. And I will be releasing some tips to new players, tips and tricks, how to make the most efficient start and the best, to progress the faster, what's to focus on. Once I figure out all the new stuff in the update, I'm gonna make a tutorial, so subscribe not to miss it. And my verdict is, I don't see why wouldn't you try this game. It's free now. There's literally no reason not to try it. If you're having fun, keep having fun. Don't spend money. Don't get sucked into the terrible monetization system. And just let the whales hopefully keep this game alive for a while so we can enjoy some more seasons with super cool racers, super cool tracks for completely free. That's it. Star and Sky is out. My message has been delivered. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to all of the supporters. I'm looking forward to seeing your opinions in the comments. Do you agree with my assessment? Do you have anything to add? Potentially, maybe some advice to new players that are considering to start playing this game? Yeah, let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, everybody on this list who supports the channel. You guys are absolutely legendary. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.